Yay. Welcome to the Tiger Cup pregame show, hosted by yours truly, your boy Wings. I'm here with Sleepy Bear, Classy Turtle, and Obamacare. Alright, so first things first, everyone welcome to Season 3 of Tiger Cup. So Classy, would you like to explain the general outline of this league? Alright, now we'll go to Sleepy Bear. Give us your preseason power rankings.
Can you pull this up, Classy? Okay, so do you guys have any questions about it, first off?
Let's just run through your thinking behind it, and if we have any questions, we can go right ahead.
Okay, so clearly I have Shock at the top. That may be a hot take for some of you guys, but I think they'll be the best team because they have a very good balance of SR. Like they're able to basically afford to put a bunch of diamond players in because they have low SR players on different roles. Like they have a low DPS and a low support. For Toronto, I think they'll be good because they have Drunk Turtles and Psychic Panda, who are both very well proven players and both know what they're doing. I have Florida high because I think that we have the most stacked roster in the league, and all it takes is like getting it all together, if that makes sense. I have Paris pretty high because they have a Widowmaker player named Killa, who's really good. And I think he'll be able to land shots to win them some games. I have Houston hit pretty high because they picked up the core of New York and Charlie, who's a good flex support. So they should get a big boost from their recent pickups. I have Valiant pretty high because they seem to have a stable roster. And that's always good in these types of leagues that are very long. I have Dallas at like the mid tier area because I feel that they are going. 1 second. I feel that Dynamic and Benzaf are both going to be really good for the team, depending on if they both can make it. Then I have Chengdu in the mid range because they have this guy named Top Chopsticks, who's a really good player. Then I have Atlanta in this area because I feel like Velocities didn't have a lot of time to build his team. So I'm just gonna assume that they're gonna be lower tier for at least the start of the season. I have London in that spot because I've seen them play a couple times, and it seems like they need their DPS to make a lot of plays for them. And then I have Fusion at the bottom of B because honestly they're the only team we've played against, and we beat them 3-0. Any other questions?
Well, I do have something to say about Shock. If they have that tank line of Tepper and Dark, that's a pretty stacked tank line in my opinion, arguably the best in the league, besides Chris and Leo.
Oh yeah.
But I much agree with your take on Shock. All right, now we're gonna move on to our manager interviews of the featured teams tonight, which are TC Dallas Fuel and TC San Francisco Shock. So we'll start off with the manager of Fuel, Dynamic. So my first question I asked him was, what position do you believe is the strength of your team? Dynamic responded with, are you gonna pull it up, Classy? Yeah. All right then. So Dynamic told me, I feel like there is no strengths to our team. I feel like most of our team can be playmakers in some sort of way. But if I had to say, our tank line has some previous synergy and we had decent scrim results, except for the Ryan player that charges off the map every time, which for you guys is Dynamic. I asked him about how far do you expect to go this season. He said, expectations wise, we will not be very high due to I like things, or I like to see things before I expect things. But I feel like we will do just fine for this season. And my next question was, who do you think your best player is? Said, like I said before, most of our players are playmakers in their own doubt, but there's one player that really stands out and has potential to be a better player, and that would be Zorbe. And I asked, how do you feel about matching up Shock tonight? Do you think you can beat him? Said, facing Shock does seem quite scary because we don't know about their power level, but neither do they. But if I had to guess who wins it, it has to be us because all my players are super confident in their ability to win. And then finally I asked him, what do you think the key will be to beating Shock tonight? Said, I feel like just knowing how to play around our comp and around the enemy team comp will be the key to our win, but I wouldn't doubt if it takes more than that. So I'm pretty confident from Dynamic, maybe a little uncertainty. But let's go to the man, the myth, the legend, Pro Gamer. So I asked the same thing about the strength of the team. Pro says support because he's playing it. I asked him how far did he expect to go? How far does he expect to go this season? He said hopefully we win some games. Not really expecting to make playoffs though. I asked who's your best player. He responded with Tepper. Said how do you feel about matching up with Dallas tonight? Do you think you can beat them? Said maybe. I don't really know anything about their team. And then finally, the most important question. We asked him, or I asked him, how do you feel about Sleepy Bear? To which he responded, who Megalol?
True.
Alrighty then. So now let's move on to our match predictions. We'll start off first with a head admin, Classy Turtle. What's your prediction for tonight? All right, now let's go with a Tiger Cup Season 2 champion, Sleepy Bear.
So I thought about this for a while about which team will win, and I'm actually going to go with the Dallas Fuel despite what I put for my power rankings because I feel like this will be kind of a wake-up call for Shock.
So what's your score prediction?
Let's go with 3-2.
All right, now let's go to our guest star, Obamacare.
I'm actually the opposite opinion to both of you. I actually have my money on Shock sweeping this game. They just have more experience playing with each other, so I expect Shock's coordination to be the difference maker in this matchup.
Right, and then we finally have my prediction. You know, I know both teams pretty well. I've played against Tepper, played against Dark, played against majority of their roster, of Shock's roster. I've seen Fuel grow, but I'm gonna have to give it to Shock. Is I think the biggest difference in this game is going to be the tank line. Is a Tepper Dark tank line is going to be a very good thing for them. Is that you could have anyone on DPS, you could have a silver player on DPS, and you'll still win that game. All right. Let's yeah. We'll let everyone predict the matchups. We'll give them let's say a minute. All right. Well, let me just run down our match predictions tonight. So whoever's wrong, I can laugh at, or we can laugh at everyone. So we have Classy Turtle saying that the Fuel are going to take this one home 3-1. We got Sleepy Bear saying 3-2. We have there's 3-2 in favor of Fuel. We have Obamacare saying 3-0 Shock, and we have me, you boy Wings, saying 3-1 Shock. So, you know, the wide range, we covered basically almost every score we could. But the big thing that I'm seeing out of this is that we're not saying that Fuel's not going to drop a map. Is that I think if Fuel is to win this game tonight, it's going to be a very hard fought game. All right, are we going to end our predictions now? Yeah, let's go. How about you put up? Yeah, how about you put up the starting lineups? I mean, if they're gonna prove me and Obama wrong, this is the time to do it, right on stream. First game of the season. All right, but we just gotta look at the two teams matching up. Is that it's a pretty incredible thing for both of them to be the first streamed game of the season. A lot of these teams can really show what they're made of. Because obviously, it's pretty hard to determine what's going on preseason because all these teams are scrimming their interchanging parts. But let's just go over the starting lineups for the Dallas Fuel. All right, God. All right, so on DPS we have Reserve Wolf and Sunless Fiver. On tank we have Dark and Tepper, which I believe is going to be the key to tonight's game. And then on support we have Mystic and Pro Gamer. If there's one thing I have to talk about the Shock lineup, is that the one thing that's going to handicap them is Pro Gamer on support.
Yep,
Why? Because that guy's a feeder.
I agree.
All right, now let's go to the Fuel lineup. All right, for the Dallas Fuel tonight, we have Hydro and Sleepy. Not our Sleepy Bear, by the way, on DPS. Dynamic and Kokoku. What, I don't even know how to pronounce that, but Kokuko. Okay, my bad. On tank. And then we have Brent and Nerf on support. I think the biggest wild card tonight for Fuel is this Dynamic on main tank. He was swearing to me that he's a really good main tank, but you know, you have to let your play do the talking sometimes. Shh. What do you mean? Widow's the best main tank in the league. Like,
Widow tank.
Widow tank, yeah. 175 health. Tank. Who cares? Well, I'm just gonna wrap it up right here. That's gonna wrap up the Tiger Cup pregame show. Up next, we have TC Dallas Fuel going up against TCF Shock after the break.
Negation, losing one map this season, are gonna take home the Grand Finals championship.
everybody, and welcome to the first game of the Tiger Cup Season 3. I'm joined by Frosty Eskimo, and we're going to have TC San Francisco Shock versus TC Dallas Fuel.
Thank you so much for having me, Dwarf. This is going to be a very interesting match from what we've seen in the pregame. Shock has been really good this whole season, but who knows? This might be But Dallas Fuel does seem very confident in their abilities to take down the behemoths that is San Francisco Shock.
Yep, San Francisco Shock ranked one of the highest teams in the league in preseason rankings, so gonna be having to match those expectations here tonight.
Absolutely, especially on. We'll see what map specifically we're going to be playing on, but hopefully we'll see some beautiful gameplay coming in from both teams. Maybe we'll see Hydro on his signature tank Widowmaker.
Yeah.
So yeah, can I get some tank widows in the chat before our game starts up? Anywho, let's. Yeah.
All right, and we're going to go into Lijiang Tower as our first map of the night. Lots of different strategies can come out here. Going to be interesting to see what picks each team goes for.
Very, very interesting. Especially on this map. This variant of Lijiang. You may see. I feel like I'm gonna see a Farah out of one of these teams. Who knows? Farah's really good at, especially since there's so many places where you could fall off the map and stuff. Widowmaker, not Widowmaker. Sorry, Farah exceeds very well at punishing people who get a little too close to the edge sometimes. Do you have any position? Sorry. Do you have any predictions?
I usually run either the Wrecking Ball or the Symmetra on this map. Just personal preference, but it looks like Sleepy's gonna be on the Symmetra here, so probably gonna be seeing that TP into window, try to get their turret set up before the other team gets.
A little bit of toxicity coming in from Dark as he's saying GG before the game even starts, but let's get this show on the road.
Yep, it's looking like it's gonna be just a short TP out of spawn as they go over to the Junkrat. Both teams gonna be rotating into this white room. Gonna be the Doomfist and the Winston meeting each other in the middle. Both teams kind of poking it out here, waiting it out. Doomfist can be punching into it, Gage is able to get the early pick off onto Lucio. That's gonna be a big pick.
Absolutely amazing. Big pin coming in from Reinhardt and a fire strike to take out May. That is the point for San Francisco Shock, immediately taken with very little resistance coming in from the side of Dallas Fuel.
Yeah, Dark just decided to destroy his entire enemy team. Dynamic now going to be going over to that Reinhardt to mirror. Also going to be pulling out the Symmetra again, but Sleepy's going to be taken down by Fiber before this fight even starts. So now playing a man down, and it looks like San Francisco is going to be pushing the objective here.
Huge shatter, getting 2, getting 3, getting 4. This is a whole team wipe just off of that 30% onto the point, and Reinhardt already has shatter. And yeah, this is very, very strong show of how things might end up coming later in these maps.
Yeah, Dark with the massive shatter to win that fight. Like a bit of a main tank differences. Dark already has more charge onto his second shatter compared to Dynamic's first, but both teams getting aggressive here. Dynamic and Sweepy get picks, and now it's going to be up to the main tank, Dark, to do anything. He's going to get nanoed. He's going to be getting in the aggressive. Again, Dark saving the fight with 4-5. That's a six-man fight for Dark. Absolutely insane on the Reinhardt.
Very, very beautifully done. Yeah, this is going to... It looks like Dallas was able to get a couple picks at the beginning there, but they're going to need a lot in order to bring this game back. We will see.
Fiber getting a bit too aggressive there is going to fall, but Dark from across the map with the fire strike kill. Mystic going to be wrapping up a kill. Dark drops the shatter. ults are coming out here, but it looks like it doesn't matter. San Francisco Shocker still winning. Grav coming out late into the fight. It's just going to be the Zarya now, but she's left alone. Lucio coming in to contest. Grav going to find nobody. Whiff on the Grav. Reaper and Ryan and Doomfist are just trying to get this Lucio off the...
This Lucio is...
Drops the beat. My goodness.
He's having the time of his life up there. He does not care a single bit.
He finally falls. But he's
it
given
up.
his team enough time to come in. There's now 3 opponents on the point, but they're going to be slowly taken out by the rest of San Francisco Shock, and they're going to be taking this first round in dominant 100-0 fashion.
Great round by San Francisco Shock as they absolutely... that was difficult to watch, Dwarf.
Yeah, just the dark main tank difference coming out early, just building up so many more shatters, having so much more impact on the game than Dynamic. I don't even know if Dynamic got off the shatter. It was such a mismatch on the main tank.
Yeah, it was very hard to see. I think maybe in that one of the team fights before it went into overtime, they might have used shatter, but I may or may not be mistaken. Anywho, it looks like they're going to stick with the same team comps on both sides, except Mystic is going to be taking a Brigitte. See how that goes for them in the favor.
TP onto point. Both teams are going to be brawling it out, but it is going to be Sunless Fiber with the early pick onto Sleepy. The charge is going to get in there, find Dynamic. Absolutely massive, aggressive plays there from Ryan and Doomfist. Going to be wrapping up the rest of Dallas Fuel. Dark going to be knocking Brent off the map, and now it's just the last remaining members just trying to stay alive as long as possible.
It looks like Sunless Fiber got a little too, Oh, okay. It looks like...
Tactical reset.
Tactical resets coming in from Fiber and Mystic. I don't know what to call that. Oh, he's lagging. Got you.
Yeah, sure. Dynamic with the early pick onto Wolf. Trader is going to be dropped. Not going to be able to find anybody because he was booped up into the air. Sunless Fiber still finds one in that, though. Even fight so far, but it looks like Dallas Fuel might win this one. Dynamic finally starting to carry. Gets the 3K of his own as going to be flipping the point at 33%.
Absolutely amazing. Dallas Fuel able to, see the mistakes that San Francisco went through, find an opportunity, and then just go all in on it and take the initiative. They're gonna have ult advantage in this next team fight, so who knows? This might go either way.
Aggressive fights. Ultimates coming out already. Looks like 3 coming out already, but it's so far an even fight. Ultimates might not be leading to the team fight win here. Both Reinhardt's getting in it, getting aggressive, but Sunless Fiber is able to find 2 before he's taken down. Still in control of point is the Dallas Fuel, though. Going to be holding this room. They have the support advantage. They have the positional advantage, especially with those turrets. Walking through that choke is going to be a nightmare.
Absolutely, but this might... Ooh.
Reinhardt's meeting in the middle, getting aggressive. Coalescence comes out. Dark just trying to build up that shatter and use it, but Fiber's going to be taken down. And the Dallas Fuel are going to be firmly taking that team fight win. They've already surpassed the San Francisco Shock in percentage on the point at 60% already compared to the 32 of Dallas Fuel.
Absolutely amazing plays coming out there from the Mei and the Moira there. Their jukes, their freezes, their everything. Putting a little damper on what San Francisco Shock thought they would be able to do. They thought this was just going to be a 3-0, but nope. They're not going to make this because he's with a huge shatter.
They are San Francisco Shock. We want to take back control with Force here, getting a full team kill. Absolutely insane aggression there, popping the gigantic shatter and then using the attack visor to clean up. Absolutely great play there from San Francisco, but the Dallas Fuel have gotten up to 85%. They're one team fight away from winning this map or this round.
Absolutely, we're gonna have to see. Both teams do have some ultimates on their side as this next team fight starts to start up right about now.
Yep, grabs come out early, beats in return. So many ults coming out, but it's gonna be 5 coming out from Dallas Fuel. They're gonna be taking this fight back. a big investment of ults using almost all of their ultimates. Coalescence is the only thing close to coming back, but at this point, you've gotten 85%. You need to win that team fight, or the momentum is going to go all in the way of San Francisco Shock.
Looks like Soldier's going to be the one that's going to try to touch point, but who knows if he'll be able to make it there in time. Wrecking Ball's getting a little on the outside, seeing if he can get in. Maywall knocking him off the map, and that's going to be...
The touch at the last second. But too many players have been lost for San Francisco Shock, and maybe able to find one, but at this point, it's just ball to stall, and that's not going to be enough against all of the CC that Dallas Fuel has, and that's going to be Dallas Fuel taking this to an even 1-1 on Lijiang Tower.
I am speechless with that comeback. Oh my god. The execution of Hydro's walls, freezes, everything there was just as perfect as you could ask for in a clutch scenario like that.
Yeah, absolutely insane clutching out there for the Dallas Fuel. San Francisco Shock, the damage-wise, they've done so much more damage, slowly creeping up is going to be the Dallas Fuel, but coming into this next round, both teams going to be pulling out the Symmetra, but the Junkrat from Fiber is very useful in controlling that high ground white room, but it is going to be the Dallas Fuel getting there first.
Absolutely a late switch from Reserve Wolf getting onto the Reaper before as the team fight is happening on the point.
That is a massive wall, and Dynamic going to be taking out Sunless Fiber. Going to be looking like Dallas Fuel are going to be taking this early team fight and potentially going to be capping first point.
Dynamic very low on HP as he... Ooh, Sweepy picks off Dark as Dallas Fuel takes the point and tries to push back even further onto the San Francisco Shock.
They are not letting up on the gas. They are aggressive. They heard all the trash talk. They're responding to it here. They're not going to take that lying down. Very well executed there from the Dallas Fuel.
One thing you do have to see is that Moira already has Coalescence, so it's going to be very hard for San Francisco Shock to do much unless they get a huge
massive
pick
plays.
out of
the entire team.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was just about to say unless they can use Baptiste's garage door, they're gonna be they're gonna have to struggle with this fight. But looks like they did exactly that, and I don't think they lost anyone in that fight.
Yeah, San Francisco Shock still has a massive ultimate advantage. Going to be popping the tire early. Going to be going around seeing if he can find anybody. Or he might be able to. Finds the Reinhardt. May falls off the map potentially from the knockback of that tire, but such a big ultimate advantage. 3 online, potentially going to be that 4th Reaper ult up in this coming fight. So it's going to be a big uphill battle here to take this point. Grav comes out onto the roof. Thano as well, and that's just a clean team fight from San Francisco.
Absolutely amazing plays coming in as basically San Francisco is not giving a single inch back to Dallas Fuel. I guess they got cocky. They were like, nah, we're not gonna try and do anything funny unless
Shatter comes out, but Fiber finds 2 off the back of it. That's absolutely massive plays. As the percentage difference comes up 60% to 40, and now it's going to be a firm position here held by the San Francisco Shock. 3 ultimates still coming up online.
Absolutely. They've got three ultimates are very close to being online for the side of San Francisco Shock, while there's 4, maybe 5 going to be ready by the time Dallas Fuel tries to start this team fight. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3.
A lot of ultimates coming out. Both tires. Going to be interesting to see if that finds anybody. Hydro able to take down 1, but it's going to be going all the way of Dallas Fuel here. Last couple remaining members going to be the tanks and Baptiste, but as Baptiste taken down, it's only the Zarya left, and that's going to be a flip. Dallas Fuel getting that big flip there as it was going into final fight for San Francisco.
They did end up using Dallas Fuel did end up using 3 ultimates that team fight, but we do have to note that not only Sunless Fiber but also Pro Gamer had to drop their ultimates as well, and they still lost that team fight. So I would go with net loss of only one ultimate for a team fight like that, bringing them back from being stuck in spawn. I'd have to say that's a very good trade, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, still 3 ults coming online here. Shatter dropped early, is going to be blocked though. Oh, the massive 6-3! Oh my goodness! That is just going to be a team wipe at 92%. That is dominant from San Francisco.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap. I'm gonna call it now. Unless, yeah, Wrecking Ball, even a perfectly placed Wrecking Ball, that's a wrap. I'm just gonna say there was no coming back from that. Triple kill with a Flame Strike. There's nothing you can do really.
Yeah. This better be the Fire Strike. If it's not the Fire Strike, I think I'm going to sue Blizzard.
Dark had some amazing plays this whole game.
It's not? Okay.
One.
Yeah, you
When
got
the
to
team
nail the
was
right
on
and
the
he finds
brink.
4. Oh my goodness. I forgot about the 6-man. I will admit that.
Absolute madness coming in from Dark as we go on to map number 2. Oh, we'll be heading off to a break right as we get ready for map 2. Yeah.
Welcome back to our map 2, San Francisco Shock versus Dallas Fuel. Shock have taken an early 1-0 lead, but it was a close 2-1 hard-fought victory on Lijiang Tower. Now going to be going into King's Row, one of the classic Overwatch maps. Everybody loves it. So going to be potentially seeing some more of that Ryan Zarya. Dark going to be trying to assert that Ryan dominance yet again. So going to be fun to see how these two teams are going to be attacking King's Row here.
Very interesting. We will see if there's any special strategies that these teams come up with for this next point, or they're just going to go with their tried and true methods of team comps that they've run so far. We will find out as soon as this game starts rocking and rolling.
Yep. Gonna be waiting on Dallas Fuel already up, so as we're gonna go into the Kings Row, gonna be entering the game now, I think.
Now arriving at Lijiang Tower.
Very
Didn't-
nice.
Alright.
Oh,
Just some technical difficulties.
don't,
Now gonna be entering the Kings
Don't-
Row.
don't mind that.
Now
Just
entering
Kings Row is basically Lijiang Tower if you really think about it.
Yeah, it's similar maps.
Yeah.
Same structure, so
Mhm.
gonna be gonna be going into this map here. So many different strats can be run, but Reinzari is usually the main tank composition that you're gonna see run. But potentially like a May Reaper, could be some interesting Bastion plays, and those can come out on first point. But gonna be seeing what each team is gonna go with as the teams are gonna be revealed here.
Absolutely. I don't know if I would necessarily say there'd be a Bastion on round 1 defense, but who knows?
I was saying more on attack, teleport on top of Mondada's head.
Got you.
And
Yep. Yes, there was that. That was a fight that I forgot which team matchup it was that did that. But yes. Anyway, we'll be seeing on red side. We'll be seeing Hydro with his tank Widowmaker, which
Pro gamer probably not where they should be, but guess
where
scouting.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Be the
Okay.
Widowmaker gonna be looking for the early pick to start this fight. Guess the
and
Reaper. You can't let that happen. What are you doing, Reserve?
Uh-huh.
Absolutely massive first pick. Dynamic gonna be pushing the aggression here with the speed boost from the Lucio. Both teams engaging here. Bubbles out for Hydro finds Mystic though, so now gonna be firmly in the hands of the attackers here. Dynamic gonna be finding a little bit more success in this fight, and Dallas Fuel gonna be taking first point pretty early on in this fight, thanks to the big plays there from Hydro at Dem. I can't read.
no worries, no worries, and that is Dallas taking the point. 5:45 on the clock as the payload starts rolling. Let's take a quick look at ultimates. We've got the tanks on the side of San Francisco Shock, about halfway there to their ultimates, while everyone on the side of Dallas seems to be about even, except for Nerf on Baptiste, who's got his garage door almost open. He's looking for the spare batteries for that garage door, but he will get that up in no time.
Yeah, Reserve Wolf also switched over to the Ash, so gonna be looking for building up a Bob in this fight. Gonna be abandoning the Reaper, but Fiber getting aggressive there with the Doomfist, able to get out with ease and going for another engage here, able to find Lucio. That's Brent down early in the fight. Window might have to be used here, but as Sweepy falls, it's not advisable to do that. Sunless getting deeper into the backline, gonna be bailed out there. Dark able to take down Dynamic, and that's gonna be a firm comeback here from the Grav as well, finding 3, gonna be taking down 2 from Sunless. Big aggression here, but I don't know if committing the Grav was entirely necessary.
Yeah, I would say very interesting use of the Grav to try to get stragglers from that team fight. But hey, you know what? If that is the team decision of San Francisco Shock, then you know what? It's worth it for them.
Yeah, all 6 ultimates coming online, but Sweepy is going to be taken down early. The massive shatter into the... Oh my
out.
goodness!
I'm out. I'm done.
The 3-man from Fiber with the Doomfist ult set up off the back of Dark Shatter. It's been a while since I've seen a combo like that.
Oh yeah, that's some Tekken right there. That's some Street Fighter true combo, frame perfect inputs going in there as ultimates start coming out
Oh
from
my
the side
goodness.
of Dallas.
The Blizzard gonna be committed already down 2, and Dark and the rest of his team just the window and spawn, the disrespect coming out from San Francisco. They are done messing around.
Yeah, that's 4 ultimates, I believe, used by San Francisco, and they're still stuck in their spawn.
Yeah, Bob gonna be coming up. Hydro Dem taken down early. Bob committed as well, and the spawn finds 3 in the spawn doors. You can't let them be doing this. They're touching your spawn doors.
Oh, the humanity. This is awful, I have to say. This is very, very unfortunate to have to see San Francisco Shock.
The Dark's gonna be taken down early there by Sweepy, so now the rest of the team kind of has to fall back here. Gonna be getting aggressive. Meteor Strike comes out, not gonna find anybody, but Brent is gonna be taken down in the aftermath. Avenging kills coming out. Grab finds a lot, and Anti as well. Still looking like it's gonna be Dallas Fuel's team fight here, as they still have 4 ultimates online ready to use. Kokuko sleeping on the job, and the last remnants of the San Francisco Shock are sitting in spawn still. Dark gonna be falling to 1, is gonna get healed up, and that's gonna be a very good team fight there from Dallas Fuel.
Very, very interesting, as we still have 3 members of Dallas, San Francisco Shock behind enemy lines. Nano boosted Zarya.
Nerf
What's happening?
falling. Dynamic gonna be taken down here as Anti somehow manages to live. Dr. Tepper taken down, but the rest of the picks are going the way of San Francisco Shock, what should have been a very good team fight for the Fuel is going to be going the way of the Shock here, as just the fight swings around.
Absolutely. We see Sweepy still holding onto that Riptire from God knows how many minutes ago. He could have definitely had another one by the time that this fight would have been around. But we'll see if he uses it in this next team fight, as Dallas Fuel moves up and tries to push the payload that little bit more.
Oh, the massive flank. Gonna be able to take down Dynamic, and the window coming out trying to protect their team. Sleepy still with the tire. That could be what they need to turn this fight around. Not gonna be able to find anybody with it though. Still, Cart has gained some space. Sunless Fiber taken out at the end of the fight by Nerf, so that could be an advantage they can push on in this fight.
Absolutely. We do see 2 ultimates ready for the side of Dallas Fuel. This may be enough to push them over, but then again,
oh, the shatter difference. Dark and Reserve just taking out all the members of the Dallas Fuel. Dark now backed into a corner, might not be able to escape that far into enemy lines, but was able to get that massive. He's somehow going to get saved here, but finally going to be wrapping up the final fights, and a 5-minute 45-second time bank has now shrunk to 35 seconds.
Yeah, this match has definitely turned double kill from Anna's grenade. Okay. Yeah, this match definitely flipped on its head very quickly. Went from Dallas absolutely schooling San Francisco, getting that point early, but to
Oh
spawn
my
camping.
goodness. Nobody's gonna be able to touch, especially with that grab. Nobody's gonna be able to touch, and that's just gonna be a very good defense from San Francisco Shock, only giving up a point and a half. Dallas Fuel, 6-minute time bank just completely shredded.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what to say about that one. That was very, very unfortunate for the side of Dallas Fuel to be basically spawn camped like a, I don't know, like a Halo lobby back in the day. They just couldn't do much there.
Yeah, San Francisco Shock showing why they're at the top of the power rankings heading into this season. Dallas Fuel been putting up a good fight, but San Francisco showing them why they're ranked lower.
Absolutely. We'll see if Dallas tries to pull out any sort of meme strats for their defense here. They're gonna have to try really hard to get make sure that San Francisco Shock does not get any more aggressive on them than they already have. And it looks like there might be a pause coming in.
Yeah,
maybe possibly.
Actually.
We'll see.
Still gonna be 10 seconds left. I guess they're ready to go now. So it didn't need the pause, but was cutting it a bit close. Same strat. The May McCree coming out. Dark getting aggressive. The speed boost coming in. Sunless Fiber getting aggressive. Fine Sweepy. That's gonna be an early team fight one, but Hydrodem has something to say about it. Gonna be turning this fight around after losing one early. Dynamic gonna be finding another, and that is a very well flipped team fight there. After losing a team member early, just able to rally back and win that team fight with dominance.
Absolutely. And hey, Dynamic, you know what? We've been talking about how amazing Dark's been doing this whole time. Dynamic is holding his ground. He's at 69% on his ultimate. We're only less than a minute into the match. He does get picked off by Zarya, though. Dwarf, how do you think this point's gonna get taken?
Very quickly, it seems like Dark gonna be put into a corner, but it's gonna be built out by his team, and that's just a four-man team fight one. VP gonna be able to take down Sunless Fiber. Sunless Fiber putting the good round in the chat. Not fully capping the point, potentially on purpose to be a bit BM, but gonna be taking the point eventually.
Yeah, you know what? 5 minutes to go 70 meters. I do not have a great feeling about this, but you know what? Dallas Fuel can have the upset of a century and hold it just as well as Shock did, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
They did have a larger time bank, so are gonna be having this shatter online. Maywell coming up, I'm not really gonna be getting too aggressive on it. The grab coming out is gonna be big, and the massive ults coming out gonna be able to win this team fight convincingly. And if this is gonna be a somehow a good hold here, it's gonna be having to start here.
You know what? Very well played by Dallas Fuel there, being able to stop that push there. I don't know how I feel about using the Earth Shatter there. It looked like most of the team was stuck in that blizzard already, and they were already stunned. I don't feel like that Shatter was quite necessary, and they might be really wishing they had some kind of more CC in this next team fight if San Francisco Shock capitalizes on that.
Dynamic gonna have to block this shatter, which he does. Big window coming out, potentially gonna be winning this fight. Beat ultimates coming out from all members of each team. Getting aggressive. Pro Gamer able to take down one, and that's an early pickoff coming in for San Francisco. Gonna have one in the cart as they push up even further. Go all the way back to be reserved with a 3K with the Death Blossom. Didn't even realize there were 3 members left of Dallas Fuel, and that's gonna be a clean team fight one. Now just getting bodies on the car. I don't think anybody can touch for Dallas.
Yep. I feel like this is a little too far down. Oh,
yeah.
No, play the game, I guess. Immediately sent to the screen as we, I assume, take a break before we get over to map 3.
Yep. Next map coming up is gonna be either Assault or Pure Escort. So gonna be Dallas Fuel with another map pick. A lot of good escort maps that they could pull out here, but you're gonna have to see which one they end up going with.
It's going to be very interesting either way. And you know what? I know for a fact we'll have a really good game on our hands, no matter what map they end up picking.
Yep, reverse sweep is possible. Not out of it yet. So come back, see if the reverse sweep starts here, or if San Francisco Shock are gonna take the full sweep here. Welcome back to map 3. We are going to be going to Hanamura, essentially the final map in this San Francisco versus Dallas matchup here. San Francisco already have a 2-0 lead. You're going to be looking to end it here on Hanamura.
It's going to be a very interesting matchup as we get into this. Hopefully not final, but we'll see. Anyway, let's take a. What do you think the team comps are going to be for this? For these teams as we go into here.
If Dark isn't on the Rhine, I'm going to be very surprised, but it looks like Dynamic has been subbed out for BND Zaf, so going to be potentially running an entirely different style of comp, maybe running the dive here, could be running an Orisa. Just going to be interesting to see how that tank change is going to affect things. Maybe Kokuko goes over to the main tank role.
Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, so be hoping to get that get the momentum to change here with that switch to BND. So be waiting on the match to start. Again, going out to Hanamura. QCP, one of the most disliked map types in the game. Can't really blame people for disliking it. That first point is really hard to hold on defense, and then it's impossible to take second.
Yep, absolutely. We will. I have seen some teams hold on first point though, so we will see if it is going to be either team able to hold on that first point. Anywho, we'll take a quick look at chat here. Very, very interesting. Maybe a Bastion play. I don't know for sure, but we will definitely see as we enter the game.
Yeah. Symmetric could come out as well, TPing onto point to try and avoid the defense entirely. Be running with that. But as we enter this map, just waiting on the map to actually start, saying not enough players, but everybody's here. There we go.
You know what? Sometimes Blizzard's just funny like that, you know, playing some practical jokes on us.
Yeah. But now just waiting to have the hero rosters revealed for each team. Going to be keeping my eye out for BND onto that tank role from the bench, placing dynamic. Could be the change that Dallas Fuel needs to reverse sweep started.
We will see.
Going to be the double shield potentially, although they are on offense, can change that whenever they want. Looks like Kukoku is going to be going over to the main tank playing Orisa with BND coming in to play the Sigma. So entirely different composition here. Might be able to deal with that Doomfist from Sunless Fiber that's been dominating all game.
Absolutely, we will be seeing a Hanzo, which we have not seen yet of either of these teams. So that's going to be very interesting, and a Sigma. So we will see what these teams. We'll see what these players have in store for us.
Yep, gonna be the Ryan Zarya again on the defense. Just quickly moving up.
Got Doritos in the chat for Sunless to pop off. I mean, Sunless has been popping off this match already, so all day, every day. So we will be seeing as Sunless gets the pick. Never mind.
Gonna trade out his life, but able to get the main tank. Orisa is down, so ending up going to be a positive trade. Maybe give enough time for the Doomfist to get back. Probably has one of the fastest time to points of any character.
Absolutely, rivaled only by that of maybe Wrecking Ball, but even that's stretching it a little bit. We will be seeing, ultimate-wise, Dark's at 70% already. Jesus. So,
yeah. Tepper with the early pick. Fiber just finishing it off. Gonna be wrapping up the remaining members. BND falls as well, and this is just a little bit more spawn camping than we saw from the last game.
I don't think there could be any more spawn camping than what we saw last game, but yeah. Looks like Mystic is going to be having his, Nano Boost ready by for this next team fight, and maybe we'll see an Earth Shatter coming out of Dark if he gets some nice swings in there. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah,
As-
Kukoku switching over to the Ryan, gonna be matching that double shield though. Still, the Rock coming out onto Dark. Sunless Fiber, stop doing it to them. They have a wife, they have family, they have kids. You can't just keep ending these fights before they even begin.
I don't think Sunless can hear you after that's the fourth one down for the side of Dallas Fuel as they have to regroup in their spawn once again. Sunless has Earth Shatter. Not Earth Shatter, I'm sorry. Doomfist Ultimate, as well as Zarya, so it's going to be very tough for Dallas to push through, even harder than what they already were, as well as a Transcendence Ultimate. I just realized was also just came online. It's going to be a very rough push, but you know, if anyone can do it, it's going to be them as the team fight breaks out.
Not going to be using the Meteor Strike, just going to be going in, no ultimate. Going to cost them a couple of picks, but Fiber going to be pulling it out now. Almost gets the McCree, is going to end up losing his life, but the team fight goes the way of somehow goes to San Francisco Shock. I don't know what just happened there.
So the Dragons missed pretty much everyone in that fight, came out as sweepy, but that did almost kill Dark in spawn, which I was just double checking on that Dragon because I knew it was headed in that general direction. That was pretty close to killing Dark as he was coming out of spawn. But yeah, this is it's kind of do or die right now for the side of San Francisco Shock. That's not a great way to start off the fight.
Oh, sweet reserve with the 6.
Sorry.
Was that
What
six?
fight? What team? That's a wrap. That's a wrap. That's a wrap. It's done. Yeah,
Sweepy just pulling up the 6-man.
Nope.
Go next.
30 seconds remaining.
Nah.
Go next.
I have no words for that one. I really don't have words for that. That was just that was all 6 of them gone in an instant, reduced to atoms.
Yeah, and Fiber getting aggressive early is gonna pay for it. Has he stalled enough for his team to keep them off of point though? A lot of ults coming out. Point is gonna be touched. Looking like a potential fight when coming out, investing the Gravitic Flux just to be safe. And San Francisco Shop maybe getting a little bit too cocky there, ending up giving this at the last second to Dallas Fuel.
I would say absolutely too cocky here from San Francisco Shock, just completely throwing that last point away. It's going to be almost 3 minutes for a push onto the second point, but who knows? We'll see. There's always a possibility that that Dallas will come back from this.
Yeah, Dallas able to win that team fight off the back of Sunless kind of feeding a bit. Trades his life early in the fight, not gonna be able to be there for his team, but the big playmaker so far.
Very interesting engage from the Winston. As the main tanks, as both tanks fall down, as well as
everybody's falling down.
Yeah, London Bridge, Impressionist, as they all fall down, and looks like they're gonna have to regroup.
Dark on the Roadhog now. That's interesting.
You know what? It was Kukoku.
Either that or we're both terrible at saying the name.
No, don't worry. Tried to leap onto the back line, but Dark immediately just hooked it, and yeah, stuck between a Roadhog and a Reaper. The Winston was not going to last very long.
Yep, again going for a similar dive here early on in the fight.
Ultimate.
Yeah, gonna be able to find the Brigitte, taking 2 down, and the Transcendence potentially wasted there, but Sweepy has ult, and so does Hydro, so potentially be able to take the second point after the real first point hold throw there. Sweepy getting aggressive, probably gonna pop his ult in a second now, but Meteor Strike comes out. Oh my! how does San Francisco turn this?
It
Absolutely
looks
massive grab and
three-
ante.
4 ultimates were used there, but they are able to hold as the point stands at 56%.
Dr. Tepper now gonna be over to the Sigma. Nerf.
Lagging a little bit as
Yeah, we'll
gonna be
call it
last
lag.
fight territory.
30 seconds left on the clock. 2 ultimates available, so this is winnable, but with going up against a Rally and Whole Hog, that's a whole lot of damage and a whole lot of HP to go through.
Yeah, we will have to see garage door opening up.
Look,
Go to town on this. Dwarf, what's happening?
lots of things are happening. Immortality Field comes out. Amplification Matrix has run out. The Gravitic Flux came in from BND, but not going to be fighting anybody. Programmer does fall, but Brent going to be traded out. It looks like Dallas Fuel going to be getting in control here as they only need a little bit more percentage. Sunless Fiber takes out Hydra, though, and now it's going to be an even fight, it looks like. Now it's just out of the Hog and the Baptiste. Baptiste keeping his Hog alive as long as humanly possible. The healers are on point, along with the Soldier 76. Absolutely massive stall here. Might be able to win them this fight. Dweepy, though, putting it into that. Mystic with the kill onto Kokoku with the help of his Amplification Matrix. Gonna be Ball coming out, and I think this might be a winnable fight for the San Francisco Shock. Reaper ult comes out, not able to find anybody, and Fibers in the backline taking down Nerf. Kokoku now switching over to the Wrecking Ball just to try and get back to his team, but as San Francisco Shock are wrapping up the last couple of kills, it's looking more and more desperate. Kokoku somehow makes his way over to the point, but is getting knocked off, and that is going to be an insane end to the first round of Hanamura here.
Score.
Absolutely amazing stalling coming out from San Francisco Shock, able to hold down the point and make sure that that Dallas Fuel cannot cap that second point.
Yeah, absolutely massive. Now San Francisco Shock has a win condition if the Fuel are able to full cap that there, and the San Francisco Shock don't have more than a minute on the clock. Both teams would have another attempt at the attack, so not wanting to give them that chance.
Absolutely. It's going to be very it's going to be an uphill battle for Dallas Fuel here on the defense. They go Reaper, McCree. Okay. And
Yeah.
Incoming in 30 seconds.
This is pretty much the comp that got them nearly second point, so be seeing if it's going to pay off for them on defense. Be running that double shield with the Rhine and the Sigma, but Rhine's already sticking out for San Francisco Shock still.
Taking a quick look at the side for healing, you can see a little bit of a disparity between 6,000 healing, 6,000 healing. Yeah, that's all right, but the second highest on the side of Dallas Fuel is 3,000.
Yeah, nearly at 4,000, and that's 2/3 of whatever every other healer in the lobby has.
Absolutely. This it might just be the characters that they're playing. I don't know what it is exactly as this team fight breaks out. And Dwarf, what's happening? What are they doing?
Very good team fight win coming out early off the back of really just Sweepy able to get the early pick off, and rest of the team able to collapse, getting the kill. That's how you want to start this defense if you're Dallas Fuel.
Absolutely. We've got Mystic already at 60% on the side of San Francisco Shock. But if you take a look over at Dallas Fuel, we've got Hydro, we've got Kokuo, we've got Brent. All of them over 50% ult charge. Zenyatta joining the gang as Kokuo shatters.
Shatter comes down. Reserve is able to get a pick, but is 3 fall of the rest of his team. It's going to be a good defense again, but Nerf falling as well as kind of a big stagger. Dr. Tepper going to be taken out with a pin from cross map, but this is still looking like it could be the fight win for the San Francisco Shock somehow. Brent going to be taken down. There's no healers on point. Just the Sigma left with his McCree, and Sigma's going to be targeted down real quick. McCree popping the ult is going to be punched out of it, though. Sunless putting an end to that high noon. Go back to checking your clock.
Yeah, McCree wanted it to be high noon somewhere. you know, get a little something. But the only thing that Doomfist could offer was a knuckle sandwich. So that was
Yeah.
very, very unfortunate. That was not what I think McCree had on his mind for the menu.
Yeah,
As-
Dark getting aggressive here. Gravitic Flux coming out to try and stall that, are able to find 3 early, and that's going to be a very aggressive team fight. BND
team wipe.
Zaf. Yeah.
That's not a team fight, that's a team wipe. They're all gone.
Yeah.
Weepy, already at another Death Blossom from that one fight. As they all go down and they group up, we've got Sweepy with an ultimate, Ko with his Nerf. 3 ultimates at the ready, basically, for the side of Dallas Fuel. It's going to be very interesting to see what San Francisco Shock has up their sleeves to try to push through these defenses.
Shatter comes out early. It's going to be blocked, but the other Shatter gets pushed away. Neither Shatter finding value. Hydro Dem coming down early, but 3 more kills on his team's side is going to mean that Sweepy is going to just have a day at the beach here, wrapping up kills. Sweepy with 2 kills at the end of that fight, and another very well executed defense there.
Absolutely. They did have to use a couple ults there to make sure that everything stayed as good as possible, but they did hold the fort. It does look like, unfortunately, for the side of Dallas, that San Francisco has been building up their ults. They've been very careful not using any of their ults too early in these fights.
Big grab coming out early. Sweepy is going to have to find some absolutely massive combo reserve with 2, but they might have overinvested early. Never mind. They still have 3 ultimates available, and they're going to be wrapping up this map, this fight, this game. And that is going to be likely San Francisco Shock taking the 3-0, unless the Tracer has something to say. But she gets a punch right to the jaw. Reaper ult come out is going to be shattered, though. Absolutely nobody's able to stay on this point for more than half a second. Slowly, they all fall down. Ball and Diva left standing, but as Ball's taken out, Diva's going to be D-Max soon. Just trying to stay on that point as long as possible to stall for the rest of their teammates, but there's not much time left. And as the respawns come in and are slowly picked off, it's going to be San Francisco Shock taking this match in a 3-0 fashion.
The game's not over yet, unless you can see. Still got one more stall on the point. But yeah, it looks
off, and
that's
going to be
can put out some.
The recall though is going to take her off point long enough, and that is going to be a 3-0 San Francisco Shock taking it home. Absolutely insane match.
Absolutely, and it looks like Reserve Wolf. What do you think play of the game's going to be? Do you think it's going to be the 6-man kill? I don't know.
You know, I was going to think maybe somebody else was going to get play, but
yeah,
I guess
you know
the
what?
6K. I guess the 6K.
You know, I guess that's the play of the game.
Should have gotten 7.
Absolutely. You know what? Yeah. SMH my head. Player of the match?
Player of the match, I think
Dark?
I think the argument was for Dark, but then I think it's going to have to be Dark, yeah.
Yeah. I would definitely say that would be definitely Dark would be what I would call the MVP of that match.
Yeah, definitely had a dominant performance
from the
on
very
line.
first team fight of the very first site of the very first game. Yep. Dark definitely asserted himself as a Reinhardt to be wary of, and apparently Dallas Fuel never quite cracked the code in how to get past Dark. So I'm gonna go with him as my MVP for tonight.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Hello, Dark, our player of the match here. Quick 3-0 win there. What was the strategy going into that match?
So we needed to win in like 10 minutes because like all our players had to leave. So we just went hard brawl and just rushed them every time.
Well, it certainly was a quick match.
I would say so. You know what? If it works, it works. And you guys
Yeah.
definitely won very quickly.
That was the goal.
Yeah, you were able to establish that main tank difference early on.
Oh yeah.
Was there at any point did you think that that Dynamic was potentially getting the better of you at some points?
Never, not a single time.
That's what it looked like, so I'm not surprised at the answer.
Very, very, very happy to see some of those plays to come out there with those shatters too. Ooh, some of them were just a little. Ooh, okay. That what was it? The combo from your shatter into
The Doomfist Ultimate,
Doomfist
yeah, just
Ultimate.
finding 3, that was big.
Beautiful.
I lost.
I think we all did.
I think we all.
That's just,
Anyway, sorry, you were saying?
that's just the difference of the Reinhardts of that game.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. Very, very, very. Are there any teams in the future that you are looking forward to going up against? Any teams that you feel like are a threat to San Francisco Shock that might catch you guys by surprise?
Maybe Sleepy's team because Sleepy Reinhardt is pretty scary.
Got you. We'll have to wait to see that match if it does come to fruition. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. It was wonderful to watch you guys play as both teams.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too.
Dwarf, did you have any last things you wanted to talk to Dark about?
No, just very good game overall. Hoping to see more of that same play from you guys. So that is gonna be it from us here with TC San Francisco Shock versus TC Dallas Fuel. Clean sweep. San Francisco 3-0 over Dallas Fuel, making it a quick match. So gonna be looking forward to seeing you guys next week to get our next set of matches going. Anything from you, Frosty?
I don't have anything else to say. I think the gameplay speaks for itself as we wrap up this interesting fight between Shock and Fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna be it from us at Tiger Esports. Look for the schedule coming out for next week. Gonna be seeing when we're gonna be streaming again soon. So looking forward to that, and see you all later.
Good night.